All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to do a session this afternoon that involves our realigning our chakras. Now, our chakras are the 7 energy centers of the body. Now, there's 7 recognized ones, including the crown chakra, the third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. And for those of you that are well attuned to your body with those energy centers, you'll get this. It'll feel pretty decent by the end. If you're not well attuned to all of this, like I am most of the time, you'll still feel pretty good, all things being considered, when we finish. Now, this is one of 2 sessions of the chakra postures that I like to teach. This one is mixed, so we're not going to do like 2 and 3 postures just on the solar plexus or just on the third eye, which for the third eye, that's mainly meditation / savasana. We're going to mix up the postures for all of these for this particular session. But don't worry, it's nothing too outlandish, all the postures that we've done in the past. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna be on all 4s. We'll start there, and just for you, for your personal notes, for cat-cow, this is the heart chakra we're working into. Okay, so from all 4s, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. Let's do this. We take an inhale, take the gaze up, push the stomach towards the mat. As you exhale, hunch forward like that angry cat, bringing the stomach in, separating the shoulder blades. And then as you inhale, reverse this. Now, if you're familiar with this, keep going on your own. You know the benefits of this. But don't forget to work the pelvis. So as you exhale, you roll the pelvis in. As you inhale, you roll that tailbone up and out. Inhale, keep going. Thank you, Rain. She's got the breathing action going for us. Exaggerate the moves here. Definitely exaggerate the moves. Roll that tailbone up and out with the inhale. And with the exhale, bring the pelvis in. Separate the shoulder blades. A couple of more, please. 2 more. One more cycle, please. And we'll meet in center. Great. Balasana, child's pose. So you can bring the big toes together, knees apart a bit. Push the hips to the heels. You can fold your arms initially if you'd like and rest your head on your arms. If your hips are not touching the heels, no problem, no big deal. We'll get there soon. All right, now if your arms are folded, go ahead and extend the arms out on the mat. Your fingers are spread, but favor the pinky. You're gonna press those hands into the mat. Your elbows are off the mat. Keep the head relaxed in between the arms. You're still pushing your hips to the heels. You're gonna feel pressing your armpits towards the mat. Yep, shoulders are alive. Upper back is working now. And recover, bring it up to all 4s. Woo, lots of work early on in the game. Okay, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So from all 4s, come onto your toes. And I want you to lift the knees off the mat, lift the hips into the air, keep the knees bent, and then push the hips to the wall behind you. Your head should be in between your arms. Your knees are bent and you're on your toes for the most part. Okay, if you've got it, you feel pretty good, go ahead and extend the legs and bring the heels down. All right, your heels are going towards the mat. They may not touch the mat, but we'll work towards it. Hey, let's walk it out. Lift one heel, lower the other. So we're bending the knees a little bit, working out the legs. You can even pivot on the toes, pivoting the whole body left and right, pivoting on the balls of the feet. And come onto the toes, lift your heels up. See how few toes you can be on. And then heels come down. They may touch the mat, they may not. Hey, and I encourage you to go a little further with this one. So if your heels are on the mat already, you can try sliding the feet back about an inch or so, or bringing the feet closer towards the hands and working the heels towards the mat there. All right. And child's pose. Bring the knees down. go into your best posture of child's pose. Arms can be extended or folded, or sweep your arms to the sides. Couple of breaths here. Just 3 breaths. So we have 2 more to go as you relax and release from that last posture. And number 2, let's bring it up to all fours. And number 2 of downward facing dog. So come underneath your toes, lift those hips up, heels come down. All right, let's look at our alignment here. Your hands are about shoulders width apart. If you have tight shoulders, you can take the hands wider. Fingers are spread, favor the pinky. Heads relaxing between the arms. And you're looking at your feet, the knees, or the wall behind you. Knees can have a slight bend in them. That's fine if you've got really tight hamstrings or a bad back or tight back. Feet, if they are apart, no wider than your hips, if you can. And your heels, of course, are working towards the mat. We're working into the Achilles, the calves. You're going to feel this. All right, give me one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, child's pose. Knees come down, get into your best posture of child's pose. You can even swing those arms to the sides. That'll get all the pressure off of the shoulders. We're here for 3 deep breaths. One more breath in. And on your exhale, let's bring it up. One more time. Downward facing dog. Come underneath your toes and let's lift up. You can have the knees slightly bent or extend your legs if you're able to, working those heels to the mat. Arms extended, heads relaxed in between the arms. Pull that core in. Pull the stomach in. You need that to support the back. We've got lots of energy flowing here from the fingertips, from the wrist all the way up to the shoulders, through the back to the hips. And then you're going to feel it down the backs of the legs. All right, give me a deep breath in. And with your exhale, step your feet to your hands. I want you to, maybe 2, maybe 3 steps. We're going to come up halfway. Give me a flat back. So the hands can rest on the legs. And imagine, well, not imagine, well, yeah, imagine a tea tray on your back. You don't want to spill the tea. So the hands are resting on the legs. Stomach is in, chest comes forward. Give me a deep breath in. And on your exhale, slide the hands down the legs. You're reaching for the mat, top of the feet, or the shins. As always, don't worry about it if you can't reach the mat. No big deal there. Okay, from here, come up halfway again. Give me a flat back. Great. Let's transition to our next set. From here, hands can go right on top of the knees. We still have a flat back. Bend the knees softly, about 30 degrees or so. And now bring the torso up. Those hands are still resting on top of the knees, maybe giving you some support as we bring the torso up. That's right, we're going towards chair pose or awkward pose. All right, so we're seated. Your quadriceps are working. I'm looking down, I can see my big toes. Can you see yours? That's the question. You may have to bring the hips down a bit more, the knees back a little, torso comes up, and let's get the arms engaged. Bring the arms up, and if this is too much for the arms, they can be at different angles, of course. Play it by how you feel today. And you can even have your hands at heart center. That's fine. If you can extend those arms up, do it. And more so, if you want to work on shoulders, bring the fingers together, release your index finger, and bring those arms back to your ears. This is really doing great work on the shoulders. This isn't good for everybody, but if you can do it, yeah, make it happen. This is chair pose. Give me 2 more breaths right here. Maybe come down a little lower. Bring the torso up a little taller. 1 more breath in. Excellent. On your exhale, extend the legs, bring the arms down. Whew. As we come to Tadasana or mountain pose. So your feet may be together or slightly apart, depends on how you're feeling today. If you want to work on your balance, the feet can be together. Let's go ahead and lift all 10 toes, working into the inner arches of the feet with this one as we bend and try to spread the toes out. Toes are out and down onto the mat. Legs are firm, stomach is in, chest is soft. Nice. Shoulders, bring them up, bring them back, and bring them down. Tadasana, or mountain pose. And this actually works into our root chakra, our lower energy side here. Good. Nice. From Tadasana, let's do a lunge. So from the top of your mat, let's start with the right leg. I'm going to take the right leg, right foot back and onto the mat. Now, let's bend that left leg a little bit. We're going towards 90 degrees. The back foot, the right foot, bring the heel up. You're on your toes. Maybe challenge your balance here. You may have to heel toe that left foot over to the left a little bit. Torso is nice and tall. Bring the arms up. That's it. So the right leg is long. We're trying to keep that right leg, the foot that's behind us, nice and long. The right hip is nice and tight. The left leg bending towards 90 degrees. The arms are up. If you've got your balance, take your gaze up to the ceiling. That's it. Reach up and extend. Lift the heart towards the ceiling. Hang here and breathe. Give me one more breath in. And on the exhale, release the hands and step up, back to Tadasana. Doesn't have to be pretty. You can take a couple of drag steps if necessary. Okay, other side. Take the left leg back, and you can start off with that foot flat. Then bend the right leg, come onto the left toes. Now, if you're practice, or you've been doing Ashtanga, you're already in this posture. You know what we're doing. All right, everyone else, let's get those arms up. Good. Working on balance. Working on elongating. That left leg is nice and tight. If you've got your balance, you want to go for it all. Take a look at the ceiling right above your head. Take a look at those fingers. They're energized. They're moving. Think jazz hands. Just reach towards the ceiling. Your core, your stomach is in. Reach. 2 more breaths right here. Hold steady. 1 more breath in. And on the exhale, hands to the sides, and let's step up. Woo. Once again, doesn't have to be all pretty. Okay, let's get back into the heart chakra. The warrior series from Tadasana. Let's go to warrior number 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Take the right leg back. So the right foot is flat at about 30 to 40 degrees. Select bend the left leg, arms are up. Now this is like the lunge, except the right foot or the back foot is flat now. This is Virabhadrasana number 1. Heart lifts towards the ceiling, fingers energized, and you can look up towards the ceiling or keep your head neutral. If you have any neck issues, just keep your head neutral. You will be fine. From warrior 1, let's open to warrior 2. So we twist a little to the right. Now chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Guys, we can bring our center of gravity down a little lower. Hands are equal to or slightly higher than the shoulders. Nice. Nice and strong right here. Shoulder blades coming together behind you. This is warrior number 2. Let's reverse this. So bring the right hand to the right leg. Left palm is up and lift the left arm up. Now that right hand, right arm, you can swing it behind you, reaching for the top of the left thigh. I'm not quite there, but if that's too much for you, keep the right hand on the right leg. You should be looking past that right palm towards the ceiling. Remember, if you have any neck issues though, keep the head neutral. Stay strong with this. Lots of compression on the right side. Opening up the left. And from reverse warrior or exalted warrior, come to warrior number 2. Ooh, back to warrior 2. Groovy. From here, Uddita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Straighten out the front leg, lean forward, and rotate the arms. So imagine if your back was flat against the wall. So if you feel your torso coming forward, bring the left hand higher up on the leg, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Now some of you are going to be a lot lower, maybe with those left fingertips on the mat or on a block. Well, as always, if you feel your right shoulder dipping towards the mat, just bring the torso up and that left hand can rest on the left leg. This is triangle. Nice. Give me one more breath right here. And with the exhale, look down for balance, release the arm. And as always, it doesn't have to be pretty with us. Step up to Tadasana. Okay. If you like me, you felt that one in the left leg. All right, let's do the other side. Left leg goes back to warrior one. Take a second to get into your best posture, chest and pelvis favoring the front, arms are up. I used to always get questioned, i.e. yelled at in yoga class for twitching a little bit in this posture, trying to get my best posture here. And for me, on a side note, my heels are not exactly aligned on a railroad track. They're wider. Now, for you Ashtanga enthusiasts, you like them aligned. For those of you with really tight hips like me, we don't have them aligned. But we're doing just as well. Fingers are energized. Reach up. This is warrior number one. From warrior one, let's over to warrior two. We twist a little to the left. Arms come down parallel to the mat. Some of you might have the hands a little higher. That's fine. Try not to go any lower though. Let's keep working this to the best of our ability. Chest and pelvis favor the left side of the mat. Outer edge of that left foot presses into the mat. That's the thick that's behind you. This is warrior number two. Let's reverse this. Left hand, left leg. Right palm is up and lift the right arm up. Now that left hand, if you want, can sneak behind your back, reaching for the right top of the right thigh. A lot of multitasking with our practice. As always, if you don't have any neck issues, you're looking up past the right palm to the ceiling or straight ahead. Don't hurt yourself with the practice. It's not what we're here for. Awesome. Give me one more breath here. And come back to warrior number two. Okay, from warrior two, triangle pose. Straighten out the front leg, lean forward, and rotate the arms. So that right hand comes to the right leg, the right shin. The left arm is straight up. Some of you might be able to get those fingertips of the right hand to the mat. If you want to widen this posture, the right hand can come outside of the right foot. And you can even use a block. This is a great place to use a block to widen that posture. Taking the hand, the right hand on the outside of the right leg to widen the posture, open the chest, really open the heart chakra with this one. As always, think about your shoulder blades being flat against the wall behind you. Give me one more breath in. And with the exhale, look down at the right foot. Bring the torso up. Woo. Inhale again. Exhale the hands to your sides and step up. Shake it off. Yeah, it's a lot of time on that right side. Feels pretty good though. Okay, let's keep going. This is a posture for the sacral. This is the sacral chakra on this one. Let's go wide on the mat for a wide leg forward fold. So the feet are wide, and we're gonna go pigeon toe with this one. So the toes come in, the heels are going out. This helps give you a bit of a grip on whatever surface you happen to be on. We'll start with the hands on the hips on this one. Inhale, lean back just a little. Exhale, forward fold, and release your hands to the mat. All right, so with this posture, keep the legs as long and straight and strong as possible. If you have a slight bend in them, that's fine, but try not to get too much of a bend. Keep the head relaxed towards the mat. And you know what, for giggles, take a look at your heels. Draw an invisible line in between your heels. On that line, place the heels, or the palms, of your hands with the fingers pointing forward. Now, your hands are about shoulders width apart. That space in between your hands, yep, that's where the crown of your head will go. All right, maybe not today, but that's what we're gonna work on. Keep the legs strong. Keep your eyes open. I don't want you to do any forward rolls in your house. Some of you are practicing on balconies. No forward rolls in your balconies, please. Couple of breaths in. Couple of breaths out. One more breath in. And with your exhale, extend your arms forward. Give me a flat back. And heel toe the feet together. Heel toe the feet together. Hands can come on top of the knees and roll up slowly. Oh, and step it up. Hey, we've got one more to do, got one. All right, step number 2. Let's take the feet wide again. And part of the posture, part of the alignment, part of our goal is to be able to get the shoulders underneath the hips and get a flat back. So as we do a forward fold, that way the crown of the head will be directly underneath us. That's for the future. We'll get there. Okay, hey, for this set, hands on hips or hands clasped behind your back. Inhale, extend your arms straight down. Exhale, forward fold. Lift those arms overhead. Now, ideally, we'll get those wrists on the floor over our head. I'm not doing it anytime soon, but that's the idea. You may not come down as far with this one, and that's fine. Working your balance, working your strength. Keep your eyes open and breathe. No matter what, try to keep the wrist off of the lower back. If you have a hard time reaching, have really tight shoulders, use a strap or a towel to hold on to. That'll work great. It'll give you some space in between the arms and maybe help you get the arms a little higher overhead. Give me 2 more breath cycles, please. Keep them deep. And release the hands to the mat. Walk your arms forward, walk your hands forward, give me a flat back, and heel toe the feet together. Heel toe the feet together. Woo. Hands can come on top of the knees and roll up slowly. Nice. Step it out. Okay. Our wide leg forward fold. Believe it or not, the next one is a balancing posture. Airplane. We'll keep it easy today for you. All right, from an airplane, you're going to stand in Tadasana, near the center or front edge of your mat. Let's start with the right leg. Take it back. You're on your big right toes. Arms relaxed by your sides. Okay, let's start by bringing the right foot off of the mat behind us. That's it. Your glute is nice and tight. Keep that tension there in the leg and bring the torso down. Now, you only come down as far as you can maintain your balance. I want you to keep a little extra tension on that right leg. Keep it lifted as far and high as you can the whole time. Keep your eyes relaxed. Sooner or later, we'll be down as a side view like a T in the state of Texas. It may not happen today, but keep breathing. Don't stop breathing. This is a really bad spot to stop breathing, folks. And recover. Bring the torso up. Woo, nice. Other side. Ground down on the right leg. Bring the left leg back. You're on your big left toes. Arms relaxed on your sides. Let's do this. Lift the left foot off the mat for starters. And now bring the torso down slowly. If this is a not so great of a side, hang out here. You don't have to come down all the way just yet. Doesn't have to happen today. As always, with all of our postures, it's a journey. We'll get there. Keep the tension in that left leg. Keep it lifted, working in that glute, working in the quads. Both legs, really. And recover. Nice. Woo. Brilliant. We're coming down to the mat. Sphinx pose is next. So we're lying down on our stomachs, on our forearms, to be sure. I call this Sphinx pose. I always like calling it this. I might be the only one who does. So your arms are bent, chin and chest are up. This is a little passive work into the back. And believe it or not, we actually go a little bit into the solar plexus with this one and the next 2 postures. But we're gonna have some fun with this one though. Got to. Whew. All right, from Sphinx, we're gonna have fun with this. We're going into upward facing dog. So from Sphinx, I want you to slide your right hand back underneath your shoulder, then your left. Yeah, this is like a variation of cobra pose. Now you're working your biceps here to keep your torso where it's at. Now let's extend the arms. That's it. If your shoulders are not over the wrist, you can scoot up a little bit as necessary to make sure your shoulders are over your wrist. All right, feet are flat on the mat. Let's do upward facing dog. Tighten up the legs, lift the knees and the thighs just off the mat. Only a couple centimeters here. That's it. Hang here and breathe. If you get any cramps in your feet, you can lift a foot as necessary. That'll work. And now relax the legs onto the mat and slowly come down back to Sphinx. Oh, a lot of work in that low back. Woo. Nice. Working into the back, upper back, shoulders. Nice work. But we're not done yet. Yep, we gotta try this one again. Okay. Yes, I am, Rain. Thank you very much. The bird is ready, so let's make this happen. Slide your right hand back, and then your left, and then extend your arms. Good. And again, I'm gonna scoot up a little bit to make sure my shoulders are over the wrist. And from our variation of upward dog, let's go into the full posture. Tighten up the legs, lift the knees off the mat. That's right, your feet are flat. Make sure your feet are flat. Do your best. Even if you get a cramp, if you're just getting a cramp on one foot, keep that foot relaxed and use the other foot. We work everything here. One more breath right here. We're still doing it. And recover. Ooh. Slide carefully back into Sphinx. Wow. Lots of work. Good work, though. All right. We're here for 2 breaths, please.
Is there a modified version for that?
Yeah, just keep the arms extended. If you can, don't bother lifting the knees off the mat for your variation. I'm fine here. And then you work to, lift your legs, if not for the time that I'm doing it, for the time that you can do it. So keep working on it, okay? That's the best call there. All right, here we go, folks. From Sphinx, child's pose. So come onto your knees, push back to all fours, hips to heels. You can fold your arms if you like for this one, or swing your arms to the sides. And just relax for a few breaths. Give me 2 more deep breaths right here. All right, folks, let's bring it up. And for this particular session, we're coming to bridge pose. So we're going to be on our backs for bridge. And yeah, on a side note, yeah, that was a good question, really. Keep the questions coming, just like we were at Enrique Beretta or at Cuellar. Keep the questions coming, because there are variations for everything that we do in a session, in all of our practices. Okay, Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. We're lying down, feet are flat, legs are bent, hands are next to the feet. We'll do the old-fashioned version with this one. Press your feet down, press your hands down, press the pelvis up. Now you might roll underneath the shoulder blades a little bit with this one, and that's fine. Keep the pelvis pressing up, your legs, your quads, your hamstrings are engaged. Just press up. For those of you working on shoulders, you can clasp your hands underneath your shoulders, underneath your bum, or reach your hands out to grab your heels or touch your ankles. All of that's good. Normally, after about 5 breaths or so, you lose a little altitude. So, re-engage the pelvis. Press up. Stay high. Give me 1 more breath here. And on the exhale, release the hands and roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Bring it all the way flat. Okay, another note on this posture, your feet and knees should be about the same distance apart. So I don't want to see the feet together and the knees wide or vice versa. Try to keep them about the same distance apart. If you have to take a glance up at them, that's fine as well. Okay. Numero dos, number 2. Let's do this. Bridge poses. Press down, press up. Okay, we're pressing up. Once again, clasp your hands if you like underneath your bum. If you want to go further, some of you may have your toes lifted off the mat. Others may have your heels lifted. You're going to work a finer grouping there to work the muscles in the legs, having your toes or your heels up. I'll leave that up to you. Just keep pressing the pelvis up. Get that chin closer to the chest. Maybe rolling under the shoulder blades a bit. Give me 3 breath cycles right here. 3 deep breath cycles. Last one. And release and recover slowly. Bring it all the way down. Thank you, Wayne. And windshield wipe the knees left and right a few times. Nice, easy swing of the knees, both sides. Ooh. And this is actually going to lead us to our next posture, Jathara Pradipiti, our supine twist. Let's drop the knees to the left or to the right, wherever you happen to be right now. My knees are dropped to the left side of the mat, so I want to keep the opposite shoulder, the right shoulder on the mat. For those of you that want to go deeper into that low back, you can kick the top leg out or cross the top leg over the bottom leg. Lots of options here. Doing anything other than keeping the knees as they are, it's going to make it a little tighter in that low back. So play it by ear or by your back. Here for 2 breath cycles, 2 more breath cycles. Keep them deep, please. And 1 leg at a time, all together, bring the knees up. Let's cross the knees down to the other side of the mat. And we're keeping the opposite shoulder on the mat at this point. And you can look across at that opposite shoulder as well. Feel free to kick that top leg out of this side. It may feel pretty good on this side, or maybe a little worse for wear. So play it by ear, please. Give me 4 breath cycles here. Take your own very deep inhalations and exhalations through the nose. Two more. No need to rush the breath cycles. I want you to try to increase your breath capacity with our practice. And bring the knees up. Ooh, nice. Bring the knees into the chest, please. You can bring your arms on top or behind the knees. Squeeze in. You can even rock a little bit left and right. What do they call this? Wind removing pose. Yeah, you guys may figure out why. Okay, let's roll the knees to the right side of the mat. And let's sit up. Legs extended in front. This is Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Okay, let's start in Dandasana, staff pose. This is how we like to start all of our seated postures. So the legs are extended. Flex the feet. So the heels are pushing out, but the toes are coming in at you. The torso is nice and tall. Core is in. Hands next to the hips or maybe the thighs. Shoulders can come up, back, and down. Chin slightly tucked. Yep. This is how we start our seated postures. And from here, you can relax a little bit. Okay. Hey, if you have really tight hamstrings or a tight back, feel free to bend the knees a little bit here. And you can also put a bolster or a blanket or a pillow behind the knees. This helps pretty nicely for this posture. Some of you don't need any of this. You can keep the legs extended as you come down, but play it by ear. All right, here we go. I want you to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands forward. Peace fingers to your toes. If you can't reach your toes, grab your ankles or your shins. Or if you have a strap, you can put a strap around the feet or a towel around the feet. Anything works. With our yoga sessions, we use whatever's handy. Okay, here we go. Inhale, exhale, and pull. We're trying to get a flat back. So keep your eyesight forward. Keep your eyesight on your feet or what's beyond your feet. Do not look at your waistline. We're trying to keep a flat back. For those of you with legs bent, keep your stomachs on your thighs if you can, and press your stomachs onto your thighs. That'll give us a nice flat back. You may feel as if you're not coming down that far, but you are. Give me 3 more breath cycles here, wherever you're at. Some of you are extended beyond most of us at this point. Maybe hands are clasped on the back sides of your feet. Maybe you have a block on your feet. That's brilliant. Do what you can. Have some fun with this. Give me 2 more breaths, please. Right here. Last one. And recover. Woo. Roll the torso up nice and easy. Hands next to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart. So we're getting a little light in the seat. And recover. Okay. Upavista Konasana. This is a wide leg. So from where you're at, just take the legs wide. Open them up. And once again, for those of you with tight hips, tight lower backs, if you were to sit on a blanket, maybe just the edge of a blanket, rolling the pelvis down and forward just a little bit, that sometimes helps. It's a very small adjustment, but rolling the pelvis forward and down may give you a little more flexibility here. All right, just walk the hands forward where you can. Some of you are already laid out flat on the floor. Try not to go to sleep. You still have a few hours before that. If you need to tighten this up a little more, flex the feet so those calves are on the mat. And keep working the hands forward. Keep your head relaxed. We're here for 5 breath cycles. So hang in there. We got this. It's possible that with your exhalations, you create space. Maybe you get to move a little further down. We're going to call this your homework posture for the week. So a few more times before Saturday, work on this posture sometime during your day. We'll get really good with this posture if we practice it. A couple of more breaths. Nice. Last one. And with your exhale, walk the hands back. Oh, woo. Great. Take those hands next to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart. And recover. Groovy. Love it. All right, let's bring those legs together. We've got a twist action to do here. Ardha Matsyendrasana. The fishes. Love the fishes pose. We'll keep this one easy though. Let's bend the right leg initially. We're going to bend the right leg and we're going to twist to the right. So I'm going to use my left arm, left hand, hold on to the right knee or hook the right knee. My right arm comes behind me, keeps the torso nice and tall as we twist to the right. Keep that leg pressing into the lower abdominal region of your torso. Yeah, we're massaging those lower abdominal organs. Good stuff, actually. Hold here and breathe. One more breath. And recover. Nice. Switch legs. So with the right leg extended, bend the left leg. I'm going to hook my right arm over that left knee and twist to the left. Taking the torso, taking the head to look over the left shoulder. Remember, your head's along for the ride, so don't force the neck too far over. Good. Nice, nice, nice. And recover. Woo. Shake the legs out. Okay. This is a great spot to go legs up the wall. So we won't do it today, but let's go for cobbler's pose. I'm actually going to use the wall with this one. I'm going to back up against the wall, bring the soles of the feet together, and bring the knees down. I like having my back against the wall with this one. Gives me a little more stability here, and I don't have to hold on to the feet. You can use your elbows on the inside of the knees. And you can also use some weight, maybe a couple of heavy blankets or a pillow, well, heavy blankets on the inside of your knees as well to add some pressure there. Small dogs works well. Nothing like Marmaduke though, that's too big. You can make sandbags, like get Ziploc bags and put sand in them. And if you have a kitchen scale, you can get maybe 1 or 2 pound sandbags and put those on the inside of the knees. Doing this posture, I'd say no more than about 6 minutes. Maybe work your way up to 6 minutes by doing it no more than about 2 minutes, or maybe only 3 minutes at a time, and then work your way up. With time, that pelvic girdle is going to release a little bit. You'll get a little more flexibility. Sooner or later, the outer edges of the knees will be on the mat. Okay, so far so good. This is a great place here to release your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. So no more purposely breathing in as deep as you can with this one. Ooh. And this is the point where we can work on the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra. Our breath is relaxed. We feel the tension in our knees, maybe in our hips as the knees come down. If you were doing legs up the wall at this point, it is a perfect time to try to relax completely and work into a very light meditation. But from here, let's bring the knees up. Take the legs out. Shake them out a bit here. And shocking but true, we've done it. Let's continue on with the third eye chakra energy realignment with Savasana. So we lie down carefully, feet, hips width apart or wider, arms relaxed on the sides, and try to purposely relax every muscle group. Start from the toes, work your way up the body. No tension in the legs. Feel your heels on the mat, your calves on the mat, your hips on the mat. Your stomach sinks into the body. Your chest is relaxed, your breath is relaxed. You feel your elbows on the mat, the back of your hands on the mat, fingers curling in slightly. Your shoulders are relaxed, no tension there. No tension around your mouth, the nose, the eyes, or the forehead. Focus your attention on your third eye. Three relaxful breaths, just 3. Feel the air come in and slowly release. Feel the chest expand slightly. And feel the air leave the lungs. And from here, extend the fingers and then curl them in. Rotate the hands, working into the wrist. Point and flex the feet a few times. The arms can come overhead if you'd like. And engage in a full body stretch, pointing the toes, working the fingers forward, and then recover. Bring the knees up, and let's roll to the right side, and come up to a comfortable seated posture. Any seated posture is fine. Your eyes can remain soft or closed from wherever you are. 2 easy breaths from where you are. As we have successfully unplugged from the world, and now we're ready to plug back in. With a deep inhalation, bring the arms up and overhead, palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down, past your third eye to your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain kind, remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you, yogis. Thank you for a great session. Thank you, and namaste.